Good Friday to everyone. Hope everybody is doing well this evening. This is the last weekend to get all your Christmas shopping done and enjoy the holiday. So I thought I would get on and give you guys about an hour, take up a little bit of your time. I know we got Alabama and Oklahoma at about 8 o'clock, 8:15. So I won't be too long today. But I appreciate you guys being here with me, checking me out, and we got to talk. We got to talk. We got Sam Darnold, as you guys saw in the thumbnail. Sam Darnold is showing that he is that guy. I think we all had some reservations about Sam Darnold. We was, being the what was he? The number two overall pick behind Baker Mayfield in what's that? The 2018-2019 draft. And he came of age last night. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Also, what else do we have on the docket here? Bill Belichick possibly coming back to the NFL. Yeah, that's one to talk about, especially with everything else surrounding him. Also, is Aaron Glenn on the hot seat? That's a interesting situation in itself. And we got Cam Moore. We got a couple things. Like I said, this is one of them. Going into the weekend shows, we got a couple topics. Is we got games on Saturday. If you guys are interested in me, maybe I don't know, doing maybe some type of like post live or pre live before the game comes on, let me know. Let me know. We're in that time now where, games are going to be on Saturdays, Sundays. I mean, it seems like it's a game on at this point every day. And I'm not mad at it. I know football fans are probably not mad at it either unless your schedule kind of conflicts with what's going on. So, um, yeah, you know, so we go just get into it. We got to talk about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold had a coming of age moment. I'm gonna be honest. We were watching the game, and fourth quarter, and Stafford hitting the Nakua on that deep cross shot. I said the game was over. I said the game was over then. Ain't no way Seahawks just done. Sam Darnold had already threw two picks earlier in the first half. The big knock on Sam has been, can he win the big games? And that has not been something that has translated and, kind of been his bugaboo or whatever you want to call it, that bugaboo for him. And, what's his name? Raheem Shaheed having that return brought them some life back into that game. But the way Sam Darnold was slinging that ball around, and, it could have been very easily for him to get down on himself. I mean, Matthew Stafford, the great Matthew Stafford. And if this dude figures a way to get out the NFC East, I'm talking about Matt Stafford, he figures a way, NFC East. He figures a way to get out the NFC and some way get another Super Bowl title. We gonna be talking about Matthew Stafford in a different respect. He's gonna be in a whole nother level. That dude is amazing. He's amazing. It seems like he's getting better with age at this point. You know, so that's neither here or there. But Sam Darnold's growth has been unbelievable. The big question for Sam was coming out of that Kevin O'Connell offense in Minnesota. They looked at that system as a training wheel system. Well, he had the training wheels on him. He got Justin Jefferson. He got Jordan Addison. He's going to put up elite numbers. yada 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 yada. And when he gets to the big games, he's gonna come up short. And I looked at this Rams game and I said, here you go again. He's in that situation, and you know he's just not gonna show up. So I was on my way to come edit some videos. I'm like, listen, I'm gonna come edit some videos because this over. All of a sudden, the Seattle Seahawks climb back into the game, and Sam slinging it all over the place. Now that 2 point conversion was crazy. That 2 point conversion was crazy. What a heads up by Zach Charbonnet to just jump on that ball pretty much while no one was paying attention to get the two. I mean, that was just a great game. It was a great game, and Sam Darnold did not shy away, even though he had threw those two picks. He didn't shy away and get gun shy. You know what I mean? Like he was throwing the ball all over the field. And that dart he threw to Jackson Smith and Jigba on the sidelines where he did the toe tap was crazy. And I mean, he just showed up and he showed out. And I believe that may be that coming of age game for Sam Darnold. Yeah, it went in the playoffs. It's in the it was in the regular season, but the game had big time stakes to it. And I think he really showed up. Yo, Dre was good, man. You said they stole one last night. Yeah, they stole it. They definitely stole that one last night. They stole it. That's for sure. They definitely stole that game last night. Cause I thought the game was over. You know, that game was over for me. Like I said, I was going to find something else to do. But Seattle fought back. They fought back. And Puka was just going crazy last night. I mean, he's just a physical dude, and he go use that frame, and he gonna run past people. He go jump over people. I mean, that catch he made on the Manuel Forbes was crazy. Like I said, that could have been a very deflating type of game. And Sam still fought. He still fought. Like I said, that Shaheed return helped him, but he didn't get down on himself. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with Sam Darnold. I mean, if y'all remember when he was with the Jets, he was talking about how he was seeing ghosts. I'm like, Sam Darnold, duh. He talked about he's seeing ghosts. I didn't know he was going to, turn into this. And I felt like him coming into that Seattle offense, he wasn't in that training wheel offense with Kevin O'Connell going into a new system. After 1 year, he was going to regress. And to an extent, he kind of did. I was not excited about his numbers going into it. I think he had through like 22 touchdowns and 11 picks. And I'm like, he need to kind of get his numbers up a little bit more. But I think that might have been the coming of age game for Sam. And he got that connection with Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they got a good connection going. And then the tight end Barton is really good too. So uh, yeah, I just think that's a moment for him. He's starting to have that he's having his Baker Mayfield moment for real. And now Baker right now, Baker playing with half a shoulder again. This is reminiscent of him being in Cleveland, and now he looks like, he looked like garbage. But let's see, what you say? When are we going to start talking about Puka being the best wide receiver in the NFL? Yeah, he getting up there. He may be. We talk about Chase and Jefferson all the time. I mean, he's 6'2", 6'3". He is physical at the release. Good speed and the way he attacks the ball when he catches it, I mean, he on a tear. Now, the only problem that I might have with Puka a little bit, I'm worried about his immaturity, man. His immaturity is it's a little alarming for him to not even been paid yet. I ain't gonna say Antonio Brown. I ain't gonna go that far because I don't think he's to that level. But I do wonder about him when he gets that 42 mil a year to be the highest paid wide receiver in football. You know what I mean? Like he's done a lot of little questionable things. He got to kind of clean it up. But he's a young guy, but he got to clean it up though. He has to clean it up. But he dangerous, man. He dangerous. Like I thought he was gonna be like I ain't gonna say I thought he was gonna be like a 1 year wonder. I just thought that he may come down to earth a little bit, like, hey, you ain't that guy like that. You a good receiver. I didn't know he was gonna become this great receiver. That's what it's starting to look like. Like he's a great receiver. And he has, like I said, when you 6'2", 6'3", about 220, and you running that fast and you attack you can make them combat catches the way he make them. That's elite stuff. He's an elite football player. The Rams have got steals all over that. Every since they won that Super Bowl and they had lost all those picks because they had went all in for that Super Bowl. Les Snead's drafting ability is crazy. I mean, Kobe Turner, Fisk, Jared Verse. I mean, they pretty much replaced Aaron Donald. Like, it's going to take a multitude of guys to replace an Aaron Donald, but they did that. You got Carnell Lake's son on the back end. He's pretty good. Blake Corum is a good fit for them. Like, these aren't first round picks. These guys are, they hitting on draft picks in the mid rounds. The Rams, they scary. They are a scary bunch. That's why I give Sam Darnold so much credit because it could have been easy for him to just pack it up. It could have been easy. Puka out there making all these contested catches. He running free. It don't matter what they running. They just breaking all the zones, scoring. That game was over in my eyes. And like Sam Darnold didn't get down on himself, and he played the game. That you can't ask for no more than that. So like, I'm waiting to see what he looks like going into the playoffs. But this NFL season is wide open for the playoffs. Anybody who get in has a chance to win. They got a chance to win. So, I definitely want to give Sam his credit, and I want to see if he keeps developing that confidence to be that guy because he did his thing, especially in the overtime. So, what else did I want to get into? Oh, we got to get into Cam Ward because I see you guys are, and I ain't saying you guys in the chat, but I see a lot of people talking about Cam Ward, and we are going to pull up the video of Cam Ward, and we're going to get into this whole thing because you guys have had a lot to say about Mr. Ward. So we're going to pull it up. We're going to listen to it, and we'll go from there. Let's see here. All right, let's pull up Cam. Let's see here. We are share screen. All right. Add this to the screen real quick. All right, so let's listen to Cam quick.
I want to meet all of them. Every coaches going to get the opportunity to come here. I want to meet them, have conversations throughout the whole process with them, because that's someone that I'm gonna be here with, for that time. So we gotta just continue to, you know, me being around and being open to no matter whoever we try to hire. Because I know at the end of the day, who we do hire is going to be the right fit for us. Whether it's a defensive person or offensive person, they're going to make sure that every person, in the right place and make sure that every person is set up for success. I've had a conversation with them about want to be involved. They know how much I want to be involved. And then especially just not even with the scheme part of it, just, you know, as the head coach, who he is on an everyday basis. And then we'll get into the scheme, what I know I'm good at, what I want to do, what he thinks will also help me. I want to meet all of them. Every coach who's going to get the opportunity to come here, I want to meet them.
So we heard what Cam had to say, and I've seen a lot of people had an issue with that. And I'm here to say that's what leaders do. I don't know what you guys want from Cam Ward, but he's being a leader. He holds himself accountable. Um, he's supposed to be the franchise guy, unless they go do something crazy. They are I think right now still the number one pick of the draft. So unless they went and did something crazy like draft a Fernando Mendoza or something like that, which they're not going to do, Cam is the franchise. He's the franchise guy. And he's not coming in saying that I'm the guy that needs to make all the decisions. And when I'm a part of the decisions, I need somebody that is going to cater to what I want and what I need. He just want to know who coming in. I don't know why that's a big deal. I've seen a lot of people on the social media stuff, and they really had an issue with that. And it's like he pays attention to detail, and he's also open to whoever comes in that's willing to grow with him, that's interested in working with him to be that guy. You heard what he said. I don't care if it's an offensive guy, or a defensive guy, whoever it is. He just wants people to make sure that they put them in the right place, and he's including himself in that conversation. That's a great thing. That's a leader. That's a guy who wants to win. It's not a guy who wants the whole system catered to him. One thing you know about Cam Ward is he is a stand up dude. And the dude wants to win. And, the only thing about that situation in Tennessee, which a lot of little leaks have come out over the last couple of weeks, is the ownership group, kind of ran Mike Brable out of there. And then they ran, what was the new coach that they had? Let me see here. Let's see here real quick. Yeah, they ran out Brian Callahan. You run Brian Callahan out, you don't give him a chance to build. Like, this wasn't a ready-made team. This team wasn't ready-made. This team has a lot of issues. You overspent on your left tackle. You gave your left tackle $80 million with like 40 something of it guaranteed. Are you crazy? Did you see this dude in Pittsburgh? He wasn't good there. But you expected all this change. This is a team that grossly overspent. They got Calvin Ridley the year before. It didn't work out. They missed on Will Levis. That didn't really work out. They missed on a lot of guys. They don't have a team that's ready to win. So that organization is kind of dysfunctional. Hopefully that they're bringing somebody in that can steer that organization into the right direction. They're going to need somebody with a strong personality. Um, I don't know who I would like to see down there. Always to come up. Maybe Flores. You know, maybe Kevin Stefanski from Cleveland goes down to Tennessee. I don't know. You know, but they're in a situation where they have to figure out who is the best fit that works with Cam, because Cam Ward he's like a co-CEO in a situation. And why wouldn't he want to talk about or be a part of the hiring and the firing? I mean, or the hiring of the next head coach. Just to have an ear to the ground. You know what I mean? Just to be a part of uh, the project going forward. You want somebody that's a part of the system, that who's willing to be a part of it. He's not just there for a paycheck. He really wants to win. So I found that to be a little interesting. You know what I mean? I just people having an issue with that was kind of weird. That was kind of weird, but we are going to jump into the next thing, and we got to talk about Aaron Glenn. Now, there's a lot going on about Aaron Glenn right now. Let me see if I still have all the things up. Let's see here. So right now, according to a lot of reports, they're acting like Aaron Glenn is on the hot seat. We just went from the Tennessee Titans to the New York Jets. We went from bad to worse. And I'm hoping that this isn't true. He's in a situation where, again, he doesn't have much talent. They traded away Quentin Williams. They traded away Sauce Gardner, which I'm not mad at because these guys had the stench of losing on them for so long at this point now. And you paid them. They probably at this point, those guys were like, I can't take it. You know what I mean? And you might as well go get that haul for them. But this Jets team is in a rebuild. And if anybody's asking for these guys to be something more than what they are right now, you fooling yourself. This was not a good team. Justin Fields, he's just not a starting quarterback. As much as he tried, he had flashes, he's had moments. He's just not a starting quarterback. And this team has a lot of rebuilding to do. It needs an identity shift. And I think that's what Aaron Glenn is doing. It's going to take time. People don't remember Dan Campbell's first year in Detroit. It was not good. And what if the Detroit Lions would have turned around and let him go after the first year? How would that look right now? Because can we say that Detroit has been one of the better organizations over the last 3 or 4 years? Yeah. So while it is a report, I don't think Woody Johnson, and I'm talking about the Woody Johnson, I don't think he is who he is as an owner. Go do the research. He might be a nice guy or whatever the case may be. I don't know. But owner being, a part of operations, he's not good at that. That's why the Jets have been just as bad as the Cleveland Browns and everybody else for a multitude of years outside of the little Mark Sanchez run, the Rex Ryan run. They have not been good. So, being that he is Aaron Glenn is a homegrown guy, I don't think Woody Johnson will pull the plug on this new tenure. It's going to take some time. Go get your quarterback of the future. Take all those picks that you amassed with Sauce Gardner and Quentin Williams and all those guys. You start to fortify the offensive line. You start to rebuild that defensive line. Let them become an up and coming team, and let them build that way. That Jets organization, that's at least a 3-year project. At least a 3-year project. That is not something that's going to turn around in a year. It's just been too much stench on that organization. You're gonna have to bring out the Mr. Clean, the lemon flavor Mr. Clean. You got to clean that whole organization up. It don't smell good. It don't look good either. So I hope for Aaron Glenn's sake and the Jets organization's sake is that they stay pat. Do not get to moving more pieces around because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Let Aaron Glenn build, see what he can do, give it a 3-year window. Then if it doesn't work, move forward. I mean, we can go look at the Jets roster right now. Like it's not a good roster. Let's go look at the Jets roster real quick. Yeah, we about to pull that up real quick here. All right. Their starting receivers is John Mechie the third right now. Garrett Wilson has been hurt all year. Who is that? Arlen Smith and Isaiah Williams. Now they got a player in Fashanu over here and Nimbu. So your right and your left tackles is pretty good. Mason Taylor is gonna be pretty good. I forgot they when they got Adonai Mitchell, they got him back in the trade for Sauce Gardner. He's been decent. But when you look at the rest of this roster, you're not gonna have Brees Hall back next year. He's not gonna stay in that situation. He wants to win, so you're gonna have to draft the running back. You still got Will McDonald, but everything else, Jermaine Johnson is decent. But do you see the back end? This team is devoid of talent. When they had talent, they couldn't get nowhere, but they got to restock the cupboard. So this team is not a this is not a good team. And anybody looking for this team to be something and talking about firing Aaron Glenn, that would be crazy. Just being honest, that would be crazy. It does not make any sense. Um, Now, what they need to look at is, of course, if they could end up landing that. Let's see where they're at real quick as far as where would the Jets be drafted. Let's see here. see what AI says. It's not even giving me what I'm asking for. Hold on. Let's see what their record is. This will be a little bit better. Let's see here. Any Jets fans in the building? Are you a Jets fan? And if so, how do you do it? Yeah, they 3-11. So they're in the race for the number one pick. They're in the race for the number one pick. So, you get your Fernando Mendoza, your Dante Moore, if you like Ty Simpson, if he goes on a run in the playoffs. John Mateer, they got to get a quarterback. They have to get a quarterback. So we'll see what happens. Black Monday will be here in the next couple weeks. We'll see if the Jets make some out of pocket type of move, but hopefully they don't. So we gonna jump into the next thing, and I'm just gonna pull this one up. I'm gonna pull this one up, and we'll go over this together. Let's see here. I hope y'all guys are proud of me. I'm learning how to actually share screens and stuff. I know the first couple of screens, this has been a headache. So I got to show this one. Now, this is according to Josina Anderson, and I think it has been confirmed by some other people. And of course, she says, I am told there has been recent interest expressed, at the very least, in speaking with Bill Belichick on an exploratory basis from two teams per league source. My understanding is Belichick has an upper level personnel still fond of him in Atlanta, New York, and Cleveland. While all struggling teams going through, what's that say, customary evaluations at this time of year. She also said she's told that is up to 7 more teams monitoring potential change at the head coach. Giants and Titans, 3 to 4 other teams considering change at the general manager, and the Dolphins have a GM vacancy. I'm going to say this. I definitely don't want Bill Belichick as my GM. We got to see that in New England. He's not a GM. He was the guy that was pretty much running the place. And Bill Belichick, over the last few years, he was missing on so many guys, and he missed on a lot of skill positions, especially at the wide receiver position. So, no, I don't want Bill Belichick as my GM. Now, let me ask you guys this question. Do you feel like Bill Belichick deserves another chance in the NFL? I'm gonna say this. Um, Before all of this happened with the said girlfriend and all this other stuff, I thought Bill Belichick would have been a perfect candidate for one of these jobs last year. The reason why I say that I don't think he should come back because his personal life just does not match up to being a NFL head coach. If you got your, girlfriend running around and, she's, you know, destroying everything she touched or whatever the case may be, ain't no NFL organization gonna put up with that. A lot of teams already feel like you passed your prime. Fair or not. Because I do feel like down in North Carolina, listen, he just coming into a situation down there. That's a brand new situation. North Carolina has never been known for football. You had Julius Peppers. You had who else? You got Drake May now. Now you do got Drake May, but it's never been a hotbed for the NFL. Now, are you gonna get great NIL backing down there with Michael Jordan and some other donors or whatever? You probably will, but that's still going to take some time. That's not something that's going to change overnight. You know, like I said, as long as his personal affairs can kind of stay out of the way, I think the North Carolina job is still a pretty good job for him. Now, barring an NFL return, that would be interesting. But I wonder has Bill adapted to the newer culture at this point? Has he adapted to the new ways of how the game moves? Because I think me personally, the game has started passing him by. Now, I'm gonna tell you the thing that probably really kicked him out of New England, outside of all the other stuff, is when he had Matt Patricia working with Mac Jones and being the offensive coordinator. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And he's an older gentleman, so he may be stuck in a lot of ways. Adaptation may not be a thing for him right now or anymore. Um, you knew the Cleveland Browns. If this is true, the Cleveland Browns will start poking their head around because they ain't won nothing or been close to winning nothing since Bill Belichick, who was the head coach in the early '90s when he pulled Bernie Kosar for Vinny Testaverde. So, I mean, they're I don't know what the Bill Belichick thing. I think me personally, he needs to just stay in college. They lost a lot of games this year. That was very close, and they just don't have the talent right now. They don't have the foot speed. They just don't have the athletes down there in North Carolina. Now, if you give it like one more year, 2 more years, we'll see what they are. But I think they could be pretty good. I think one thing you do know is if you send your student athlete down to North Carolina, that he is going to get them prepared for the NFL. He's going to be the guy that could get a lot of third or fourth round picks. These guys to be third or fourth round picks in an NFL draft and end up having pretty decent careers because he's going to focus on technique. He's going to do all the little detailed things. And I think he is going to be a hotbed for NFL scouts to pull players from them, pull players from his program because he's going to do all the little details. So I think the coaching and the direction is going to be good. But I don't know. Like I said, I know that this coaching class that's out here, the candidates for this year, there is no hot coordinators in this coaching search coming up this year. And I think people starting to catch on to because you're a great coordinator does not mean you're a great coach. Does not mean you're a leader of men. And I think that's starting to be seen too. So now everybody's starting to go back and look for the retread head coaches like the Mike McCarthy's or the Bill Belichick's, or whoever these guys are out here, because they know that they could run a 56-man roster, and they know how to get these guys to the next level. You see what Sean Payton is doing in Denver. Everybody thought he's crazy when he got rid of Russell Wilson. Took that cap hit, brought Bo Nix in, moved a lot of people around, and Denver rolling. 3 years in, Denver is rolling. So, I think a lot of these guys right now, the retreads is going to be in style. And why wouldn't Bill Belichick name come up? I think, me personally, if Raheem Morris gets the boot down in Atlanta, I think Atlanta needs to circle the wagon again. They need to circle back around and give Bill a call. So, we'll be on the lookout. But Bill Belichick's name is back up in the news as potentially being a head coach or a GM. Listen, now GM, I don't want him as no GM. He is no one's GM. That part you can let that be. But as a coach, as a tactician, I can understand why he's getting looks again. As long as the personal life stuff don't feed into it like it did, like it has in North Carolina. I don't know if any NFL team would let that happen. College, you have a lot more autonomy where you kind of do what you want to, but NFL ain't gonna go for that. So we'll see. We'll see. Um, let's see what else we have on the table. Let's see here. I think I had one more story that I wanted to really get into. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, we have NFL games tomorrow night, or tomorrow evening actually, 5 o'clock. So we have games. If you guys may not have been paying attention, I know I wasn't kind of paying attention. You just be so used to Sunday. We got games tomorrow. We got Philadelphia, Washington at 5 o'clock, and we got a good one. Green Bay and Chicago, 8 o'clock. So I think both games are on. I think both games are on Fox. Both games are on Fox. So no, I don't want your alerts. So we got some actually pretty good games for the Saturday lineup. Um, we also have college football tomorrow. I think college playoffs is all day tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. We probably need to go look at the times and schedules for that too. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, and then we got one more thing. We just talked about Puka Nakua. He got fined 25,000 for criticizing the refs right after the game. And Sean McVay didn't even know it. So let me see. I think I have that. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go take a listen into this. We'll pull that up. Let's go take a listen to Sean McVay real quick.
big thing out.
He didn't sound too happy.
Like a bailed shot there to the refs. I mean, What are you talking about?
You just put something on Twitter a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, so what are you asking me right now?
Are you okay
I can't
with that?
answer questions about something that I'm not aware of.
Okay, but are you
He's
okay
a little
with players
ticked
kind of
off.
expressing frustration over things like that? Or is that something that you hope that they kind of keep to themselves? And
I got to have more information before I answer any of those kind of questions.
What conversations have you had with Puka about his live stream this week?
Yeah, he was very apologetic. I don't think he understood the totality of some of the things. I think he issued that apology. I know this guy's heart, and for anybody that was offended, terribly sorry about that. I know he feels that same exact way. He's a young guy that's a great kid that's continuing to learn about, just the platform that he has. I love him. We're going to continue to put our arm around him and help him learn and grow. But we never want to do things that ever offend anybody, and I know he feels that same way.
How about those guys coming onto your property at the facility in a short week as you're preparing for the biggest?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that stuff. They came on our property.
They were outside the parking lot.
he said on the live stream that you were mad.
I was. I don't think no. Did he say my name?
You said, didn't
Boss man.
boss man. I assume that was you.
It wasn't me. Yeah.
Did it
Anyway.
feel like a distraction this week?
No, it wasn't a distraction at all. Did you think his play showed that he was distracted? I didn't think so either. He went off today. He didn't. And you know what? And I apologize for. You know what? I love this team. And man, when you put out as much as our group does.
All right. So we got to hear that. And that was, and this is why I don't know if you're going to give him that money. Well, it's D. Maybe that fine will slow him down. Well, being that he only makes $400,000 a year, and after taxes, he make what he make. I hope so. I hope so for his sake. I hope so for his sake. Because he's getting a little out of pocket right now, and he hasn't even been paid yet. So, you got some growing up to do. You're a young guy, but you got some growing up to do. Yep. Yep. So, let's see. I wanted to see one more thing here. Let's get the schedule out so we can see what the college football playoffs look like time wise. So everybody can be up to date on what's going on. Get the schedule. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we don't want to hear that. Let's see here. Share the screen real quick. Let's see. All right, let's do this. All right, so we got the schedule. So of course we got Oklahoma and Alabama. They about to come on in the next 10 minutes, pretty much. Saturday we got Texas A&M versus Miami. Uh, I'm interested to see my sleeper guy John Mateer. No, that's Oklahoma. That's actually tonight. I'm sorry, Texas A&M. My mind's all over the place. There's so much going on here. But got Texas A&M versus Miami. That's at noon tomorrow on ABC. Uh, the Ole Miss Tulane game is going to be pretty interesting. Of course, Lane Kiffin was not able to coach the team after he took the job at LSU. So I want to see how those guys come out. Tulane is going to be they're going to be on upset watch. I think that may be an upset in the making, believe it or not. Then you got Oregon at James Madison. Oh man, That's going to be a beatdown of the beatdowns, in my opinion. But that game is on TNT. Ole Miss and Tulane is on TNT too. So that's what we got for the weekend. We got the NFL games, of course, on Saturday. So we got a lot of football, guys. We have a lot of football. Then, the week of Christmas is going to be a lot of football. This is this is a Christmas gift in itself. I tell you that much. So we got a whole schedule in front of us. Um, I'm gonna try to figure out how we work out this schedule. I know everybody's gonna be doing the last minute shopping and spending time with their families and things of that nature. So if you guys like the lives, like what we're doing, we're going to keep growing them. It's going to get better and better. Um, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Do you guys want me to maybe start doing some type of watch along on some of the games, maybe playoff games or something like that? Let me know. We're trying to figure out what's best for the community, how we build. I appreciate you guys coming in here, hanging out with me. Like, subscribe, share the page. I really enjoy doing this. I really enjoy your guys' interaction. It really makes the live really cool. So, like I said, we'll be working on a lot of things coming up in 2026. But I may pop up and do a quick live Sunday. Maybe I'll do a quick live Sunday more than anything. Yep. Yeah, so we'll figure that part out. If we do a live, maybe I'll just save it for Sunday around 11 o'clock. Do about an hour. I'll be putting out more videos and things of that nature too. So it'll be a lot of content flowing through. Like I said, I know everybody is going to be shopping and doing whatever else they're doing, just getting ready for the holidays, trying to keep back and relax. So, again, I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in, stopping by. I say it all the time. We're going to grow this brick by brick. And have a good night. Enjoy the Alabama-Oklahoma game. I'm interested to see what Mateer do. I want to see what Simpson do. These guys are going to be like first-round draft picks, potentially. And Ty Simpson's game has kind of fell off a cliff the last few weeks. So we want to see if he bounces back. Want to see if Mateer takes that next step. This is going to be, in the words of the good Jim Ross, a slobber knocker. And I'm going to sit back and relax. I got some pizzas to make. So, everybody, get their favorite beverage and something to eat and sit back and relax and chill. And I'll probably talk with you guys Sunday. But it'll be some more videos coming out. And again, I appreciate you guys. And we'll do this again. So, to the next live. Peace.